Welcome to our deep dive, everyone. Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through all the noise to bring you the clearest insights.
That's the idea.
And today, we're zeroing in on the V75 races. All 7 of them. We've looked at a whole bunch of analyses to really map out each race for you. We're talking favorites, the main challengers, and maybe, just maybe, a few long shots that could shake things up.
Exactly.
Okay, V75 won first. Drottningens Pokal, 2,140 meters, auto start. And, well, number 3, SG Empress. Seems to be the name popping up everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. That's the consistent line. Her record last year, what was it, 9 wins from 13 starts?
Yeah, something like that. Impressive.
Very impressive. Shows her class, handles different tracks. She's widely seen as the top filly here.
And she looked good in her elimination, didn't she? Won easily, even from an outside post.
She did. Plus, there's the expectation she'll race without shoes this time.
Right, which often gives them a boost. So the consensus really points to her as the one to beat.
That's definitely the main narrative. But number 2, Pavilion, is consistently mentioned right alongside her as the primary challenger.
Okay.
There's a strong feeling that if Pavilion gets the lead early, it could get very, very tight down the stretch.
That makes sense. Getting the front or even, tucking in right behind the leader with Åby's open stretch, that's a big tactical play.
Definitely. It could really come down to those two battling it out near the finish line.
So the strategy there, if Pavilion does get the lead, do they try and hold it the whole way, or maybe let SG Empress go past and try the stretch run?
That's the interesting question, isn't it? Especially with that open stretch being so crucial. It really sets up a fascinating dynamic.
Are there any others mentioned? Horses further back that might throw a spanner in the works.
Well, Scarfo Pellini, number 1, gets some attention. There's that whole backstory.
The Litlop auction purchase, yeah.
Right, that emotional angle. While most analyses see a gap between the top 2 and the rest, well, sometimes that stuff matters.
True. A good story. But overall, it sounds like SG Empress and Pavilion are the main players here.
That's the overwhelming view, yes.
Okay, let's move to V75-2 then. The Vestgut Divisionen, longer race, 2,640 meters, and a volt start this time. Maharina San, number 11, seems to be the early favorite.
She is, yeah, but with a pretty big but. Her last race was, well, disappointing.
Especially after a decent comeback run before that?
Exactly. And the confusing part is apparently there's no obvious physical reason found for it, so there's this uncertainty around her current form.
That is a bit strange. You'd expect her to be sharper second time out. Makes her a bit of a vulnerable favorite, I suppose.
I think that's fair to say. Definitely opens the door. And Victoria LL, number 7, comes up a lot.
Okay.
She's been consistent, finished well last time, and she's actually won a similar race at Åby before.
Good credentials then.
Yeah. And Ebba Kuch, number 9, remember her elimination for the Queen's Prize. She was incredibly tough.
Oh yeah, heroic effort.
That fighting spirit makes her a real contender. And Lainey KW, number 1, also ran a good elimination race. So those 3.
Victoria LL, Ebba Kuch, Lainey KW.
They seem to be the main ones expected to step up if Maharina San isn't quite right.
Gotcha. What about any roughies, any potential surprises in this field?
There are a few mentioned, actually. Beauty Evo, number 6, is interesting. Going shoeless, decent starting spot. Andreas Lovedahl riding. Ticks a few boxes for a long shot.
Okay.
Yontra Slavecow, number 8, she often finishes strongly, so if the pace is right...
Could fly home late.
Potentially. Global Empress, number 2, had a really eye-catching run. 2 starts back from post 11. Showed some ability there.
Right.
Pro K is number 15, expected to go shoeless too, and might be fitter after a tough race last time. Even Annabelle, number 12, gets a mention, despite galloping last time.
So quite a few possibilities if the favorite falters. Sounds like this race could be wide open.
It certainly has that feel, yes. Much more open than the first one, perhaps.
All right, V75-3, Class 1. Back to 2,140 meters, auto start. And here, number 2, Big Ben Pellini. Seems like there's a lot of buzz around him. Strong favorite.
Very much so. The pedigree is a big factor related to Readly Express, obviously.
Huge name.
Huge. And his last race, his second start in Sweden, was a big improvement. Talk of him going shoeless as well. The general vibes that he might just be, a bit better than this class suggests, maybe punching below his weight right now.
So a horse with serious upside, potential star quality, who's looking to challenge him?
Ideal Stone, number 11, is the name that comes up most often. Ran a good time last start after a long break.
Okay.
And adding the shoeless factor could make him even faster. Hugo Boss Shadow, number 8, also looked good last time. Seemed to have plenty left in the tank.
So Ideal Stone and Hugo Boss Shadow the main threats.
Those seem to be the two main ones, yes.
Any long shots worth mentioning in this Class 1?
Lake the Snake, number 5, gets a nod as a potential outsider. If they put a bike on and take the shoes off, well, despite galloping recently, he might have a chance if he behaves.
Needs to keep his feet on the ground then.
Pretty much, but really the focus here is heavily on Big Ben Pellini. Most seem to think he's the one they all have to beat.
Got it. Okay, V75-4 is the interesting mix. Class 2 over 2140, Bronze Division over 2160, Volt start for everyone, and the favorite seems to be coming from the Class 2 group, Jericho Brick, number 7.
Yeah, Jericho Brick. He's acknowledged as a good horse, and you often see that jump in performance from 3 to 4 years old.
True, that natural development.
He can definitely run a good time, but there's also a feeling he might be a slightly vulnerable favorite here. Not perhaps a sure thing.
Right. Respected, but beatable. Who are the main challengers then?
Ace Webb, number 4, looked very sharp in his seasonal debut. Made a strong impression.
Okay.
Indie Boy, number 3. Some think he might be flying under the radar a bit, odds-wise. Especially remembering that fast time he ran with a handicap not long ago.
Good point. Value, maybe?
Could be. And Utah Southwind, number 12, ran really well last time out and seems like a horse still improving.
So, Ace Webb, Indie Boy, Utah Southwind leading the chase.
They seem to be the key contenders, yes.
This sounds like another race where things might not go entirely to plan for the favorite. Any long shots catching the eye?
Well, Express Cash, number 11, is a really interesting one. Loads of ability.
But struggles with the auto start, right?
Exactly. So the switch to a Volt start here, plus Magnus Lilius and the Sulky, that could be the key to unlocking his potential. A big positive change.
Could make all the difference.
Could do. Then there's That Spicy, number 9. She's one of those that needs cover, but if she gets tucked away, she can finish really fast.
A lot closer.
Yep. And Mysterious Lucifer, number 8, has been running well lately. Might be underestimated. So, yeah, several possibilities here for an upset.
It definitely shaping up as a tricky puzzle, this V75-4. Okay, V75-5, the Kunkapokalin. 2,140 meters, auto start. And here, number 4, Freetime Jepsen. The talk is he's a very, very strong favorite.
Oh, absolutely dominant. The way he won his elimination just blew them away.
Powerful performance.
Yeah, and he comes with that reputation from France, known for being tough. They're apparently planning to use a Jinkarvan Sulky with open headgear.
Right. Can sometimes help focus.
It can, but honestly, the expectation is he just goes to the front and wins regardless of equipment changes. He looks very hard to beat.
Sounds like most analysts see him crossing the line first. Are there any horses considered contenders for, say, second or third?
Farwise As, number 10, ran okay in his elimination. Some thought the drive was a bit conservative, maybe saving something. He's seen as having a bright future. Feudala Deli Day, number 5, won his elimination from the position outside the leader, which is tough. So he might have more improvement in him.
Okay.
And Phantom Express, number 7, ran a good first time out this season. Should be sharper for this run.
So those 3, Farwise As, Feudala Day, Phantom Express, maybe fighting for the minor placings.
That seems to be the general view. The win. Most point firmly to Freetime Jepsen.
He sounds like the star attraction in the Kunkapokalin. All right, V75-6, So Lighten for the elite mares, 2,140 meters, auto start again. East Asia number 3 is the favorite here.
She is, yeah. Been running well, got a win recently, but it's worth noting she raced against Esther Degley before, and Esther Degley won that day, so there's a bit of history there.
Ah, interesting. Adds a bit of spice. So who are the main challengers to East Asia? Esther Degley, obviously.
Undoubtedly. Number 4, Esther Degley, given that previous win and her consistent form, she's a major player.
Right.
And Dame Brada, number 12. Now, the draw post-12 is tough. Really tough.
Yeah, way out there.
But her comeback win last time was just stunning. Impossible to ignore. And if they do take the shoes off,
could overcome the draw.
It's possible. She has to be considered a serious threat based on that last run, despite the post position.
That was a statement win, for sure. Any long shots to consider in this mare's race?
Cafio Champagne, number 1, gets a better draw on the inside, could help her get a nice trip. Nikki Lane, number 2, if she gets covered up and finds a smooth path, she could be dangerous. Farina, number 10, has ability, but sometimes seems to, run at a gas late.
Fades a bit.
And Speedrise Lady S, number 11, might pop up with a good run if things go her way. But it feels like a competitive race at the top.
It does sound like a good contest. Okay, last race. V75-7, the big one. the Paralympia Trevette Final, 2,140 meters, auto start. And the defending champion, Borup's Victory, #1, is the favorite.
He is, and rightly so as the defending champ, but that inside post, #1, in a final like this, it brings challenges.
Holding the lead against fast starters on the outside.
Exactly. That's the big tactical question. Can he actually hold the front early on? It won't be easy.
Especially with who's drawn outside him. Who are the main rivals expected to push him hard?
Well, Unis Prince, #2. He's got brilliant gate speed. Very likely to challenge for that lead immediately. Big danger.
Right next door.
Yep. And then San Moteur, #4, just sheer class. His top level is, exceptional. Even if he doesn't lead, you can never write him off.
True champion potential.
Absolutely. So those two, Unis Prince and San Moteur, are consistently seen as the biggest threats to Borup's Victory.
Any potential party crashers? Long shots for the final.
Working-class hero, #10. His form in France has been good, but will it translate perfectly to Åby? That's the question. And he really seems to do his best work when he's on the lead.
Which might be tough from post 10.
Could be very tough. A Fair Day, #5, gets mentioned by some as capable of a good run if the race dynamics suit him.
So maybe less depth in terms of long shots here. Feels like the focus is on the big guns.
It feels that way, yeah. Looks like it could be a fantastic tactical battle up front where those first few hundred meters are just crucial.
So as you look at these races, it's worth thinking. How could things play out differently? A different pace, a bit of racing leg, a tactical decision? It can all change the picture, even from what looks likely on paper.
Definitely. There's always more to consider than just the favorites.
Thanks for taking this deep dive into the V75 with us today.